This is the finale.
This is the big finale. No, this is the finale of the season.
This is the finale of season 1, so...
And it's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one.
For me personally.
We'll explain what's happening after season 1 at the end?
Yes.
Yes, we'll keep it a little sizzle.
Yeah.
But
tune in for the final.
The finale. We'll have a little season 1 wrap-up at the end.
Yeah.
Like a brief little chat about season 1.
Do you want to do it today? I'm happy to do it.
I'm happy to do it today. Might as well.
It'll be quick. So.
Yeah, it'll be short. Like, we can either attach it on to the end of this episode or release it as like a bonus mini-sode.
Yeah. I don't know if we've mentioned this on the actual thing, but we've been like recording like in like a big batch before we've released them.
Yeah.
So we're only, as of currently, only 4 episodes have come out, and we're on our 10th currently.
I'm going to break the fourth wall in a way, just for like the kind of the fun of the audience, I guess.
Yeah.
If they find this fun. We record on Fridays. Today is Friday, 15th of August.
Yeah.
But you won't be listening to this, I believe, until like
September?
Friday 20-something for September.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's changed in the world.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's changed for a bit better, because I'm very frustrated right now about a lot of the shit that's going on. But you know.
Yeah, hopefully it's still around.
Hopefully it's still around, honestly.
Because then I can keep watching Twin Peaks every now and again.
Twin Peak. What's your relationship with Twin Peaks?
It's strange. It's been around a long time. I think I've known about it for a while.
Yeah.
It was like a constant fixture of CEX DVD racks.
Yeah.
And I've heard of its influence on a lot of things, and I didn't really get around to it till I was in college when I was doing film.
Yeah.
And then I just got absorbed into it then on. And then it was like, I finished it and I was just like, whoa, that was wild. And then The Return got announced.
I was going to say, you started it before, you watched it before The Return happened.
Yeah. It was like even before like the 25-year cycle that was like hinted at like throughout the show. It was before that came to fruition. So when the announcement came, I was like, oh, holy fuck. It was like the perfect time. It was like 2016 I finished it.
Yeah.
And then I think like a couple of months then after the show was announced, and I was just like, fuck
yeah, that's like the best time to get into something.
Yeah.
When you're not getting into it because there's new stuff, but it just so happens there is new stuff.
It was so strange because it's obviously like Twin Peaks was solidified at that point. Everybody had the opinions.
Yeah.
Like it was already out there. And then there's just like whole new creation. There was like Twin Peaks on crack. I don't know what else to describe The Return as. Yeah. But and I'll be honest, when I first watched The Return, I didn't know what to think of it. It was so strange.
I'm in that boat. So I watched Twin Peaks because of your recommendation, because I knew how much you loved it.
Yeah.
And did I get you? There was one Christmas, we do Secret Santa for Christmas, and there was one Christmas I got you a big Twin Peaks.
Yeah, you got me
box.
like a bunch of like goodies.
I don't even know if I'd watched it at that point. I think I had. I watched some of it because I remember I did I made you like a cassette as well.
Yeah.
And I remember doing the whole Diane thing. So I definitely watched some of it.
Because we watched Fire Walk With Me together.
Yes, we did.
Which was a great viewing experience, by the way.
That was a great viewing experience. Just gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, so I definitely watched it because of your recommendation. And it took me a while. I watched some of season 1 and then stopped and decided to restart because I thought there'd been enough of a gap that I needed a refresher.
Yeah.
And then I managed to watch all of it, and it was the same. I loved it. And then I watched The Return, and it was so different. And I do like The Return, but I definitely need a rewatch.
Have you not rewatched it since?
No.
Honestly, the show didn't click for me on a rewatch, because when I rewatched it, I was just like, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah,
which is a cliche at this point, because everyone who talks about it, they remember it coming out and then being like, what? This is incredibly hard to follow. There's like 13 different plot lines, and all of them are so separate until they all just like conjoin at the very end in a very satisfying way. But when you're watching it like week to week, which I was doing, the first episode when it was like coming out, I was like very excited to like watch it, and it wasn't. It was getting released simultaneously. It was in America, so at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was just like, I'll set an alarm. I was at my uncle's at the time, and I was just like, okay, I'll set an alarm, I'll go downstairs and I'll watch it live. my alarm didn't go off. I was fuck, shit. And I was just scrambling to like get on my phone. And I ended up watching on my phone, which David Lynch famously loves people watching his stuff on the phone. But it was the only way I could watch it on any form of streaming or anything.
Yeah.
So watching that first episode on there, it was just like, it was confusing. It is. I didn't watch it in the best format. So this is kind of in the weird headspace. But after it was all released and it came out, and I went back to it because I kept hearing like, oh, it's great. And I was just like, oh, it was kind of strange, but maybe I should go back to it. And it finally all clicked for me because it is structured in a way. I know a lot of people say it's like, oh, it's like a movie. And then there's pushback about that because everybody just wants, since it's a David Lynch project, they want it to be viewed as like, because like that's viewed as like a higher form of art than say TV is.
Yeah.
But I can almost see it, I can almost agree in a way in that it's structured less like a TV show and it's more structured like an incredibly long movie.
Yeah.
I think, in just that there's hardly a beginning, middle, and end with each episode. Rather, there's just a long story spread across all these episodes. But I highly recommend it. But we're not talking about The Return.
We're not talking about The Return. We always do this.
I know.
But I love doing it.
I will continuously mention The Return because it is so
relevant.
It's incredibly relevant to like the rest of the context of the show.
Yeah. Especially when we talk about the international pilot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah. I haven't gone back to the show in a while. Not because I haven't been wanting to. There've been a ton of times like, oh, I'll rewatch the show. I watched the pilot. I'm like, oh, this is great. The pilot's, I've seen this like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen it like upwards of 10.
So. Yeah, I've seen it 3 or 4 times because I watched the pilot, then watched the pilot in the show, then rewatched it. So I think this is like my 4th time.
Yeah. And it's a great episode.
It is a great episode.
Just like coming out right out the bat. I think it's a really good introduction to a lot of things.
I agree. But before we talk about the episode itself.
Yes.
How was it made?
Who
made it?
Have you ever heard of this guy called David Lynch? Hold on, I just want to say R.I.P. David Lynch.
Yeah, I was, story about that. We had just come out of the cinema on whatever day in January it was when he passed away. And you sat down with our friends and I went to the toilet and I checked my phone on the way. And I saw that David Lynch had passed away. And I knew, because we'd just been in cinema, I knew you didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was genuinely...
I was like beaming, and then you gave
it was genuinely really upsetting. To sit down, look at your face, you were smiling. And I wasn't going to tell you, but I saw you smiling, I was like, I know I cannot go the rest of the day with you without telling you. I can't sit on this information.
I know.
So I had to look at you. You were smiling at me, and I had to go, if David Lynch has passed.
Oh my God.
I just remember being really sad.
This is like, usually celebrity deaths, there's like 2 big celebrity deaths that have ever got to me. One of them was Terry Pratchett, the author, and the other one was David Lynch. I absolutely adore his work.
Yes.
He's one of the most revered like filmmakers, artists of like the 21st century.
He's a very enigmatic man.
Yeah.
He's just captivating.
He is. Like, I love the way he just approaches like the form. Like any medium he like tries is just like the results is just so him, and that's just like so unique.
He's got a passion that I think that really stands out.
What of his films have you seen? Because I've seen literally all of them.
I've forgotten all of them. I actually don't know who this man is. I've never heard of him in my life. I haven't even watched
David Lynch. Tasty.
David Lynch.
Because we were talking about this yesterday. You haven't seen Blue Velvet.
I haven't seen Blue Velvet. I haven't seen Eraserhead. I've seen Elephant Man.
You've seen I've
seen
have you seen Dune?
I've seen bits of the Dune. Dune. I think for me, I've seen Mulholland Drive.
You've seen Mulholland Drive?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've forgotten that I forgot how many he did. What's Egg?
Egg?
Yeah.
I think that's one of his shorts.
Okay.
Wait, show me Egg. Maybe I'm a fake fan. Why do I not know what Egg?
Blue Bob Egg. It's 1 minute.
Okay, it's one of his shorts.
I forgot how much he does. I think a lot of the thing with me for David Lynch is, granted I've not seen, especially not as much as you, I admire him as a person. I've seen interviews with him, especially now after like preparing for this, and yeah, I've just got a lot of respect for him. He's got a clear vision.
Yeah.
And, he's got a clear passion for the craft. Yeah.
And it's like, his influence is like immeasurable.
Exactly. It's just...
Like, we've talked about how, on the Buffy episode, like 2 of the biggest shows that come up in terms of influence are The X-Files and Buffy.
Yes.
The show that I think most influenced X-Files is Twin Peaks by a long shot.
Yes, I agree. I went during my research. I found in like the legacy section.
Yeah,
it says Twin Peaks has influenced. I mean, so many things, but even like other shows, other films, and video games. Yeah, I got Alan Wake, Silent Hill, and one I really wanted to mention.
Yeah,
Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of
like the dreams and the characterization.
Yeah, the sort of duality.
Yes.
Which I want to talk about with the theming of the episode. Exactly. But yeah, I can absolutely see that.
I recently went through a replay of all 2D Zelda games. I love the 2D Zeldas. And Link's Awakening is one of my favorites. It was my favorite for a while, but now like I played some of the ones I hadn't played before, so now it's on the edge. But when I was reading that, and I'd never thought about that before, and seeing that, I was just like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I went like, I made all the connections in my head.
Yeah, because like David Lynch is like really connected with like the sort of the reintroduction of like surrealist elements within like a film, and obviously there've been ones, but no one as like iconic. I think at least in like modern.
I think a lot of people
in modern times.
Yes, I think a lot of people, a lot of creators are influenced by it without knowing they're influenced by it, because it's like a ripple effect with this, where it has influenced other things. And it, by part, those things that is influenced will influence more.
Yeah.
But it all leads back to David Lynch.
Because like all of his stuff is like pulling from like his deep subconscious.
Yes.
Like just like even like hearing some of the behind the scenes stuff for this, which we'll go into more detail in a sec, where just like how the man approaches his ideas and implements them into his work is fascinating.
Yes.
It's not he seems to just like accept like ideas that sort of float to him and incorporating them into his work without fully conceptualizing how they go into work later on, and usually that could like lead to disaster a lot of the time.
I found that so interesting. So I didn't know a lot about the background of Twin Peaks, but one of the aspects I found really interesting is how almost random chance led to how parts of the show formed.
Yeah, like some of the most iconic parts of the show were just like things that just sort of happened on set, and then he started incorporating. So the man like follows his ideas. I've seen like a bunch of stuff where he talks about like a big thing that he does is like meditation, and that helps him like get ideas. He often talks about like going for the big fish in terms of like ideas, just like being able to relax and just sort of let them come to you, not question them to the point where the idea dissipates, just sort of letting them flow and let the ideas grow into more ideas. Yeah. And it's with like this show, it's just like so many different elements which you would never expect to sort of be pulled together. They just work, and it creates this like entirely new like aesthetic and iconography that's just sort of like withheld the test of time. It's incredible.
It is. And I was thinking about like what you said about, you know, choices on set that led to changes, and how like, for example, in the casting of Laura Palmer was meant to be just like, oh, you're just going to play a dead girl. Yeah. But then they found her like so interesting in her acting, they included her more. Yeah. And I mean,
and Cheryl Lee's like incredible.
I was going to say, and arguably the most iconic image of Twin Peaks is the picture of Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
Like she's the
dead,
she's
wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like the credits picture.
Oh yeah, that one too.
The prom picture, like. That's one of the pictures I think of when I think of Twin Peaks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's only like, that's her, just because they felt like they were trying to get someone cheap. Even in the sense of Bob, like the character of Bob.
That was an accent on set.
That was wild to me, because I love that whole sequence. I think that's terrifying and fantastically creative.
Yeah, like all the best, some of my favorite sequences throughout the show are like from the character of Bob, who isn't really a character in this episode specifically. He is in the international ending, but that was a kind of an accident on set. It was more just like David was whilst they were filming some of the ending, he like this story gets like kind of changed and stuff. But he heard like Frank upstairs. He went upstairs like and doing the set dresser, because he was a set dresser.
Yeah, just to clarify, Frank Silver is the set dresser, and he's the guy who plays Bob in the show. Yeah,
he's worked with David before. I think he worked on Dune with him.
Yeah.
But you heard him upstairs, and then just the vision of him just like crouching behind the bed
because
frame.
he was moving furniture, wasn't he? And he kind of locked himself in.
Yeah, and that image came to him, and that just like sparked something within him. And like we were saying, he followed that idea. He he asked him if he was an actor, and he was like, yeah, he did. Yeah. And then they filmed him behind the bed, which was in the international cut. I think it was used later on as well.
Yeah, it is, but we'll talk about that in a minute because I've got opinions on that.
And then he was later caught in the background of one of the shots, and the camera operator pointed out, and they was like, no, we'll use
Leave
it.
that in, yeah.
And it works. It's genius. And then they were lucky because like the way they were writing this one episode of it at a time.
So they could incorporate it.
Yeah, it really works for like David's like style of like growing on ideas.
Yes, and I'll gush about that so much, that sequence.
Which one?
The bedroom sequence and that ending, like particular in those shots. I've got a lot to say about a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just David Lynch though. It wasn't. Who worked on this screenplay?
A massive component that often gets underappreciated in the writing process is Mark Frost.
Yes, Mark Frost, who's worked with David Lynch a couple times, didn't he? Leading up to this.
For
unmade films, like
you could tell. I'm just like this is just I'm doing this off the dome. I'm not even looking at my notes. But yeah, he worked on like a bunch of projects.
Yeah, Goddess, Venus Descending.
Yeah.
The Marilyn Monroe biopic.
I think that's really interesting. I didn't know that beforehand, but I can definitely see like scraps of Marilyn Monroe, the idea of her within Laura. I
could imagine that. Like, there's the whole like idea of a normal, beautiful girl.
The icon of Laura rather than the person she is, which is what everyone has come into terms with. But yeah, that didn't. They did like a bunch of projects together that didn't really lead anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of the projects they collaborated on were dropped, and it was also one of the dominoes that led to Twin Peaks was also Tony Krantz. Wasn't it Lynch's agent?
Yeah,
who really wanted him to do a TV show.
Yeah, they wanted like, and Mark Frost and David both were like kind of just like, I don't really want to.
Yeah,
which was kind of understandable because obviously David was like he's doing movies and that was, especially at the time, was seen as like a higher
like you said,
a higher art than just like obviously like daytime telly.
Yeah, I think almost now it's still like a case that some people. I feel like less so, but I feel like
I feel as though it's switching. Quite honestly, TV is just the norm now.
That's interesting.
But like a lot of the film language that we take for granted that is now implemented into TV is what David brought a lot of the time.
Yeah,
not just like the surrealist elements, but also just like a lot of the language is just like
he
was able to bring a lot of the skills, not just like his directing, but like a lot of the people he worked with like before he brought on for Twin Peaks. And it really elevates it in a lot of ways.
It really does. I found it really interesting how they wrote Twin Peaks by focusing on the town first.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've mentioned it on this podcast, but I've written a book before that's, I would, not necessarily inspired by Twin Peaks, but definitely inspired by something that was probably inspired by Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Like just a location-based mystery.
Yeah.
And I remember telling you about it, like, gosh, this was like going back 3 years now. And I found it really interesting how, for that, I had the idea of the location I wanted first, and I worked backwards. And that's basically what they did for Twin Peaks, isn't it?
The location
is the character, yeah. And, I found it really interesting how, they thought of the town, then they decided it would be a lumber town, and then...
Yeah, because there was like a ninja, like originally going to be like in North Dakota or something.
Yes, North Dakota. And the whole idea of a body washing up on the shore of a lake, leading to the whole Laura Palmer being a girl with a double life, and just them working their way backwards. I think that's really interesting, especially when you hear about how he comes up with ideas. I feel like lots of people, myself included, come up with ideas at the start and don't know how to end it. And like, obviously, this isn't the ending, but I find it interesting how he almost feels like he works backwards to a lot of people. Yeah. I say he, I mean like they collectively.
Yeah.
But... yeah, the whole idea of, lots of people will say like, oh, I got the idea of a plot, but he didn't have the plot. He had the location and the character and the shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then build the plot around it, like we said earlier.
Yeah, because it was originally going to be called Northwest Passage when they like obviously moved the location from North Dakota to the Washington State, sort of on the border of Canada and North America.
Yes. Yeah, and that was used as the episode name for the first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or the pilot episode? Because there's episode 1. That's
Okay, this thing was like scrambling my brain when I was trying to do research for it.
Yeah.
Clicking on episode 1, which is episode 2, and then there's the pilot, which is also called Northwest Passage.
Yeah. So
from what I can tell, they never named any of the episodes. This was like afterwards by CBS.
That's fair.
Or ABC.
ABC, yeah.
Well, see, it was like
IBC/CBS, yeah. Because we've covered shows where they've got pilots and then they've got episode 1s. We've covered shows where the pilot is episode 1. This is the first show we're covering where it's a pilot, and the next episode is episode 1, when really the pilot should be episode 1.
Yeah. So episode 1 is episode 2, and the pilot is episode 1. This was a nightmare to research.
Especially because there's 2 different versions.
Also, of the pilot. And then you got the return, which is part 1. So we got 3 ones here, and it's just great. I love it.
Yes, and so speaking of the pilot, ABC liked the idea of that they set up about the town with the murder.
Yeah,
and asked Lynch and Frost to write a screenplay for the pilot episode.
Yeah,
they ordered a 2-hour pilot for possibly fall of 1989.
Yeah.
And they filmed the pilot for $4 million, which I found really interesting. Mainly the length of the pilot I find interesting.
Yeah.
I understand that it's like behind the whole idea of if it doesn't get picked up, we can release it as a film.
Yeah.
And I think that's very clever. But yeah, I just find it interesting that I think it speaks to the respect that they had for like David Lynch and Mark Frost.
Yeah. But it's quite interesting because it definitely feels like the ending was like a staple on. They seemed very confident in the fact that like the show was going to be picked up, and if it wasn't, they seemed kind of just like fuck it, whatever. We got other projects.
I cannot wait to talk about the ending of the international version.
It's so interesting.
It's very interesting. But before we go on to that, so Bob Iger. I know. I was like, I know who that is, and if I know who that is, that says a lot about recognizability.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So Bob Iger was gunning for it. He really wanted them to pick it up, and he fought for the show.
CEO of Disney.
Yeah, so eventually it got greenlit, thanks to him.
Yeah.
And it premiered on ABC April 8th, 1990, until its cancellation just a year later.
Crazy.
And then returned in 27 years. Yeah, 2017 on Showtime. But there was also a 1992 prequel film, Fire Walk With Me, which we have watched together.
Yes.
And you own on VHS.
I do, but I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't have a VCR.
We have this thing of buying each other VHS.
Well, one of us will eventually get one, and then we'll have a big watch party.
Honestly, that'd be great.
Titanic.
In Japanese.
Jesus
Christ Superstar.
And Fire Walk With Me. The Holy Trilogy, in a way.
Exactly.
Shall we go straight into the episode, or do we talk about the filming things, or do you want to talk about that afterwards?
What do you mean the filming things?
I just got some behind the scenes facts about when they were like actually shooting it.
Oh well, I don't mind. Would you rather sprinkle those throughout, or is it general?
They're just sort of general.
Do you want to tell me about them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tell me about the filming.
So when they were obviously like looking for this thing, they were like really kind of struggling to find the perfect location.
Yeah, the location is such a large aspect. I can imagine that was hard to narrow down.
But like the very specific things of like obviously having a hotel right by like a waterfall, the sheriff's office, the Double R diner.
Yes.
And they just couldn't find it. And then like the very last day they were like looking, they found this place. And it's like right by where Kyle MacLachlan like grew up.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like
that's cool.
He like used to like drive down those roads when he was like a kid and stuff. But obviously, being in Seattle, Washington, like right near the top, it was fucking freezing. It was like the middle of winter.
Yeah, you can tell. I love the fashion in this show, as we will talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And seeing how many layers some of them had on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a fat guy. I can wear a hoodie. I can wear a hoodie and be satisfied.
Yeah.
Seeing some of those guys with like 4 jackets. And
I know.
Oh my god, they must have been freezing.
Well, they went up there during like the coldest winter in like 20 years filming this pilot, and they actually got caught in like a blizzard.
Oh really?
Yeah. And it was like quite rough a lot of the time. They were really fighting the elements doing this. But yeah, this is unlike the rest of the show. This was obviously like shot on location, but much like many pilots of this nature.
Yeah, and I think it really adds to it, seeing the town. Like you said, it's a big part of the character. But also the whole aspect of this being a murder mystery show is like, yes, it is, but really they wanted to use that just to, as like, arguably the B plot of the show.
Yeah.
With the A plot being the characters and the interaction.
Yeah.
So having the visual of the town, showing the community, really gives you a feel for that.
Yeah. I want to talk quickly though about the theme music, because I was like how it opens up.
Yes.
Holy fucking shit.
One of the best themes of all time.
One of the best soundtracks of all time.
Genuinely
we just like constantly listen to a car because we're a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, because you've got the cassette and I've got the DVD, and I'm not kidding. Because like obviously, it's safe to say that you are a bigger fan of this than me. Not that it's a competition, but I think it says a lot that even me, who has watched it only once all the way through, like I've watched multiple episodes multiple times, but like I've only seen the show as a whole once.
Yeah.
And yet I will put on that soundtrack. I will tell you like scenes the track plays.
Yeah.
And also it just gives me that feeling.
Yeah, it cannot be overstated how important Angelo Badalamenti's score is for this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's have you seen any of the behind the scenes stuff where he talks about how him and David Lynch did it?
I saw a YouTube video about
Is it the one where he's like, "Oh, Angelo"? Is it that one? It's a great That's a great video. I love it so much.
Because I just googled like Twin Peaks behind the scenes and it came up and I was like, oh cool, click it.
It's just him having simulating an orgasm too, and like honestly, but he got it like in the first go, like Laura's theme in like 20 minutes. It is. It's incredible. Theme. And I can't wait to share my remix at the end of the episode.
Viv sent yesterday a remix of the theme.
Much like David Lynch, I was just daydreaming, and I was like, damn, this would go with the beat.
But anyway. I was like, the thing is, I was like, oh, this is going to be like, because you sent a voice note, and usually you only send voice notes, and it's like a jokey thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is going to be like some jokey thing, and it started, and I was like, oh, what fucked up thing is going to happen? But no, it's just legitimately good.
No, it's awful.
No, I think it's good.
Okay. But
you're too harsh on yourself.
It's Angelo Badalamenti, who's he's done the score for Blue Velvet. I believe that's where him and David Lynch met.
Yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure that's where it said.
Which is funny. There's a lot of parallels between Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks. There's a lot of thematic similarities. It also stars Kyle MacLachlan in a very different role. He doesn't play like a Dale type character. Yeah,
I'd love to see Blue Velvet. We were talking about it the other day.
But the whole theming of like like suburban America, and then underneath there being like a dark underbelly that is like showing itself. Like those things are basically there. Also, it takes place in a lumber town, basically.
Yes.
So like a ton of that. So you could see like a straight through line. Like there's a ton of thematic connections between it of all of David Lynch's works. But like those ones are like there's a really strong connection, I feel.
In a way that, because we've been talking about him a lot on All Hail the King's Stephen King a Stephen King podcast. In the same way that Stephen King, and like lots of creators, revisits a lot of the same themes.
Yeah.
Say like David Lynch does kind of similar. He's got he's very interested in certain aspects of American culture.
And I was just thinking about this. You know how we said Supernatural is like one of the most American shows.
Yes.
I would also put this up there.
Oh, I would agree. I think Supernatural
is... But a very different kind of America.
Yeah, I think Supernatural is a like mid-2000s post 9/11 America.
Where this is absolutely like a...
This is almost like the American dream. I was watching this and like before...
This was like...
Yeah.
I don't know if Reagan was still... I think it's like Reagan's America.
Yeah. It's like in the sense of a small, close-knit community before obviously the murder.
Yeah.
It's like... You know, obviously there's interpersonal drama, but you can't help but look and think like, damn, I'd love to live somewhere like there, just quiet, slow.
Reagan's presidency had just ended.
Oh, well, that's on the up and up.
It's all going up
Reagan's
from there.
Gone. Who was
then Laura died.
Who was after Reagan?
Either George Bush or Bill Clinton. First George Bush, not the 9/11 George Bush.
I forget this too. I forget he regenerated halfway through.
Yeah, but yeah, in that... But yeah, those themes are like absolutely present in Blue Velvet.
Yeah,
as well.
I'd love to watch Blue Velvet. Perhaps I will now.
Yeah. You should. It's really great.
If I ever have time to consume media. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. If I ever have time to consume media that's not related to the podcast.
Oh, if only.
Or YouTube.
I just want to also shout out Julie Cruz.
Yeah.
The singer of a couple of the songs. Incredible. She's the one who was on the stage.
Incredible. I had so many notes about her, including the fact that it's like Yes, with your beautiful voice, keep singing despite the fight.
I know.
Like, that's
she's a true professional.
That's such a vibe.
There's like a full-on brawl going on, and she doesn't miss a note.
In the same way in Buffy, I was like, I wish we had a club like the Bronze that played live music and we could get drinks.
Yeah.
Low key, this club with this vibe.
Yeah.
I know it's giving like I saw the TV glow.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of a vibe.
But we were talking about influences, but David Lynch is a massive influence on I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, very much. Well, it's the whole loop because it's like influenced in a way like, it's that and Buffy and like it's all these really big supernatural based shows and the different vibes all culminating. I think that
absolutely. But we've been putting off long enough. What actually happens in this episode?
In Twin Peaks, Washington, the body of high school student Laura Palmer is found wrapped in plastic.
She's dead.
She's dead. I love that.
She's dead. Wrapped in plastic. I love Jack Nance.
FBI agent Dale Cooper joins Sheriff Harry Truman to investigate, linking her murder to a similar case from the previous year. Dale helps them find clues such as hidden letter, like a hidden single letter under the victim's fingernail. While the town struggles with grief, a lot of secrets emerge, such as Laura's boyfriend Bobby is cheating on her, and she was probably cheating on him. Her best friend.
Not probably. She
was definitely.
I got a fun tangent.
I want to give her a bit of grace. I don't like accusing women.
Oh yeah.
including Laura having a drug habit. Her best amongst this, Laura's best friend Donna Laura's best friend Donna that's hard to say. Laura's best friend Donna grows closer to Laura's secret lover James.
Yeah.
And Laura's mother and father are just
devastated.
And Laura's mother especially is like, depending on the version, having visions.
Yeah.
I think she still has a vision in the other cut, but either way.
She does, because she sees the necklace getting picked up.
Oh yeah, that's a vision. I forgot. We see lots of characters. There's a lot of I always said side quest. There's B plots, including like trying to get investors in the lodge, and there's a lot more side characters that we'll talk about as we go through. Yeah, but that's the general summary. Teenager Laura Palmer was murdered. Dale Cooper is brought in to investigate, and pilot episode, the released episode, ends with a locket that was buried by possible suspect James.
Yes.
It was being picked up by a mysterious person, and the international one goes
balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that right at the end. I feel. Let's just talk about this.
Because they're the same until the end. So we'll just go through piece by piece.
Yeah. First thing, this show has an enormous cast.
It
is
does.
daunting when you first start.
I have said many times that I continuously mix up a lot of the characters. Donna and Audrey. Yeah. Aubrey. Audrey. I thought it was Audrey. I just second-guessed myself. Donna and Audrey, I always mixed up my first watching.
Yeah.
James and Bobby, I continuously mixed up to the point where yesterday when I sat down, James came on screen and I was like, I'm not going to get it wrong this time. That's Bobby.
That is Bobby.
No, it's just James looks like a Bobby to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But
they do look quite similar.
Laura
just has a very specific type that she finds very
attractive. Does. And it's the 80s, so they've all got the 80s hairstyle and dress sense, which I love to bits, don't get me wrong, but it's different from our dress sense now. Yeah. So a lot of, like, in the same way a lot of people say, like, oh, girls all look the same now. It's like, it's just what's trendy at the time.
She's got a fuck-off bob.
She got a fuck-off bob.
Too many girls with fuck-off bobs.
She got some curly hair.
Yeah.
It's like, so.
Yeah. But I remember when I first watched this, it was just like, it is, you've really got to be paying attention. Because, like, almost every scene there's like a new character, especially in the beginning when you're slowly learning about this town and every single character is getting revealed and so many names and like how they relate to them. It's like slowly revealed.
And it is, and it does what I like, but it can be overwhelming. But I always like this when it kind of drops you in, not in the middle of the story. We're picking up obviously where the story starts with the mystery.
Yeah.
But it drops you in a world that exists.
Yeah.
Granted, you have Dale, who is like a fish out of water, a new person who needs to learn all this.
Yeah, that's what's like great about Dale.
Yeah, exactly. But it still doesn't like that.
It doesn't spoon feed you.
It doesn't spoon feed you. That's the perfect way of saying it.
Yeah, I forgot how like straight away it's the murder.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like Laura's there.
She's dead.
She's dead, like right away. And then it just cuts like right to the police department. Lucy's just like, okay, I'm going to call. Then they go over, and then you find out it's Laura. You don't know who Laura is.
I love that reveal. I think
that's incredible with the music.
That is a fantastic way of establishing that this is a town where everyone knows everyone. That this teenage girl, they see her, and they're both straight away like, that's Laura Palmer.
Yeah,
it's not even that one of them.
Yeah,
knows
everyone
her.
refers to each other by their first or last name.
Yeah,
everyone's familiar.
Yeah, because they don't even say it first. They don't say Laura Palmer. They say Laura.
Yeah.
They were on first name basis.
Yeah, and just by their all the expressions. I love Andy, the cop who was like taking photos at the very beginning. His just initial reaction. It also goes to show like this is a town where, at least on the surface, not a lot of crime happens.
Andy crying is like very effective, and
it's almost kind of played for laughs. We'll get to this in terms of like the tone, but at the same time, that sincerity of just it works for the character as well as like establishing the sort of tone that these people are sort of used to.
And I think that's what is interesting is like, they say to Andy like, come on, man, like you can't cry every time something like this happens, or like not something like this happens, but like, there was a previous death the year before that they mentioned, and they're like, you cried that time as well. But then they're not chastising Andy.
Yeah.
They show him care.
Yeah.
They understand like why he would be upset.
Yeah.
And just the way like the grief ripples through this.
Yeah. It was so interesting going.
Like I've said before that like one of the things that makes me cry is just seeing other people cry.
Yeah.
During this.
The whole scene with Laura's mum slowly coming to the realization. Like but yeah, it's just like a trickling effect slowly. Yeah. It's a great way of showing like everyone's connections to the each other. Like
exactly.
Because like all of it happens from Sarah Palmer, Laura's mum.
Yeah.
It's all from her perspective. She's literally just in her kitchen, just calling people and like trying to piece it together. And obviously we know as an audience that she's already dead. So it's just like building up, and you just see the grief slowly come over. I was just going to say, it's so strange going from Buffy, where death is handled almost like so nonchalantly, where it's just like, yo, did you hear someone died? Isn't that crazy?
It was a totally dead guy.
I know. And then it cuts to like this, where it's just like, someone died, and just like everyone's just in bits.
For me, what got me is obviously like Laura's parents' acting is incredible. Like Leland's breakdown.
The framing of it, where he's on the phone to his wife trying to comfort her, and you just see
and he knows.
You just see the sheriff come up behind him. And just like, oh shit. Like it's just like it just builds up anxiety. It's such good like filmmaking and writing.
And same with, I have opinions about this as a teacher. As a teacher who has been given tragic news moments before teaching.
Yeah. I remember
them going in, telling the teacher in front of the class.
Yeah.
And Donna looking at James, and just the slow build up, and her looking at Laura's chair.
That one shot that does get me.
What? Which one?
The one of James with the fucking forehead looking up like this.
Yeah, James.
Okay, that's only because of me. I think the scene is handled well.
I think Donna carries. I think just James is like, he pulls a lot of faces in this.
Yeah.
It's the same in The Cell later. I don't know what it is.
James is like, at least initially, he was sort of like maybe an overhated character. He is kind of goofy. But just seeing like
Donna's just...
But yeah, the shot of like looking at the chair and him in one from across the table. Yeah. It's incredible.
And then like without dialogue, it's like, oh, she cares about her. She's a friend. And then the other girls later, when it cuts to her and the other girls are holding her hand.
Yeah.
And just shows like, they're all caring for her. They all know that she's suffering. And like, that's just all done without dialogue. You don't need her saying like, oh, she was my best friend and stuff like that.
Well, even Sheriff Truman, he never says to Leland that your daughter's dead. He just knows.
He knows.
And then he just like, it just comes out of him when he's telling her Ben. That
got me. I'm going to get emotional now, but that got me. Him saying like, my little girl's dead.
Yeah. And like, I'm just going to bring this up now. It's, this shows like how it conveys empathy can be honestly like a lot of like really off-putting to a lot of people. This level of sincerity, along with like the musical score, which like it's fully going for it. It's not trying to hide back to it. To such a degree where a lot of people interpret it as being like an ironic take on soap operas.
Yeah, because I saw about like how this is kind of drama, soap opera-y and stuff like that.
The soap operas are definitely an influence in terms of like the structure and like how all the characters are like interconnected, as well as they're taken like over place of like one day, which is like quite normal for like soap operas.
Yeah.
But David Lynch has made it extremely clear that he isn't doing this ironically. He fully loves these characters.
Yeah.
And he fully wants to, like, revel in these emotions.
And this is the thing, and it's like, I think back, this is a random example, I think back to when, like, the Spider-Man films were kind of being reevaluated, say, like, 2010, with the wake of Amazing Spider-Man. And Tobey Maguire's crying face becoming, like, a bit of a meme. And, like, yes, it's an intense cry. But you've got to remember, like, in the world of these things, like, these people are dying. Like, I've had to, like I said, as a teacher, I've had to deliver bad news before of, like, a passing. And, yeah, I was bawling.
No,
like, it's like that. Frankly, that teacher, like,
I remember
held
there
up.
being, like, a similar sort of horrible news being brought to a classroom sort of thing.
Yes, I remember that. Sorry, we went to school together, and there was a teacher, like, we found out a tragedy from our teacher, and
it is just, like, absolutely devastating.
School is a weirdly horrible place to find out stuff like this, because obviously, like, teenagers understand, and there's a certain sense of maturity, but you still haven't learned, like, how to respond to things like that. And I remember seeing like, it's interesting, I never considered that, because as a teacher who was cried in front of a class giving information, I never considered that. I remember seeing our teacher when we were maybe, like, 15, younger, maybe 14. Seeing our teacher have to leave because she was crying because of the news. And I know we're skirting around it. That's because it's not our stories to tell. But it's that same sort of thing of, like, it's a tragedy affecting a community. And it's so real. It's so real in real life because it's real life. And
life is sometimes like a melodrama. And these tragic
people
things and
break down. People cry. It's not always, it's not always communicative. Sometimes all you can do is let that emotion out because, like, their daughter's dead. Like, their best friend is dead.
They're not going to be all stoic about it.
No.
And I feel as though the melodrama is played so well, because then when it gets to, like, some of the later on, like, the horror elements come into it. Where this is what I think David does incredible. It's the contrasting the extreme sincerity with the just abject horror with his surrounding.
I'm be entirely honest. Some of this show, even in this episode, terrifies me.
It's really fucking scary.
It plays on, especially, like, my specific fears. Of, like, it's something else everyone would be afraid of. But, like, just the whole. Well, it's the whole thing with Bob, essentially.
Well,
like
the evil lurking in.
The evil lurking within. Also, just the way it's shot in the international version, not to, like, jump to the end.
Like the corner of him. Yes. He's really scary, isn't it?
Really fucking scary. Like, I'll go into it more later. But yeah, really, when you care for characters, it makes the threat feel real.
Absolutely.
I love horror, and one of my big complaints is, and granted, it depends on the film, because some films, that's not the point. But when a film tries to get you to care about characters and it doesn't land, I think that breaks it. So to have a show where, honestly, pretty quick, just through empathizing with their emotions, you really feel for them. And you don't want bad things to happen. And it's in the sense of, like, even without the supernatural elements, when Dale says about, like, Laura possibly having, like, a cocaine addiction, you can kind of see Harry being, like, almost thinking, like, I don't want to tell their parents that. I don't want that to be, like, the memory of their daughter. Like, he doesn't want that illusion to break.
Yeah, exactly. Even they, like, grappling with, like, the fact that she is just, like, not who they thought she was, like, a lot of the time.
And I think the melodrama plays into thoughts I had as well about Bobby. Particularly in... So, we said about the school scene, and then during the time at school, Bobby is brought in, and how he finds out about Laura's death. And
Bobby gets a lot of... I forgot how much screen time he gets in this.
He gets a lot of screen time.
Before you do, yes. I just want to say, there's been a long road with me with, like, the Bobby character, and especially, like, now with the return. I love Bobby as a character. He's a little shit in the beginning of this.
Oh, I agree.
But the scenes later on in the show, most of his scenes make me cry. Like, one of them's in season 2, where he's, like, talking to his dad. I'll show you it later.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll remember it once I see it.
And most of the scenes of the return, he goes through such an evolution.
I think he's fantastic in the return.
I didn't appreciate what he was doing initially, because I was just thinking, like, oh, he's, like, just being a dick no one likes.
But that's what I mean in terms of... You finish, sorry, go on.
But then watching this, I'm just like, goddamn, hold on, I want to get his name right. Dana Ashbrook. His performance is fantastic. He's giving it all on this.
He does. He really delves in, and it's that same sort of thing of like, life is like a melodrama sometimes.
Yeah.
The way he reacts to things, and gets aggressive. Yeah, part of you wants to be like, well, the reason they think you're guilty is because of the way you're acting.
Yeah.
But it's like he's just found out his girlfriend's been murdered. He knows that he is the most unlikely suspect just because of coincidence.
Yeah.
And, I like that it's during his outburst where Dale passes the note to Harry and says, like, he did not do it.
Yeah, he's the first confirmed, at least by Dale, to be the one not to murder her. Yeah,
and it's like, whether we believe that or not, but I feel like it's pretty on the nose of, like, he is not the murderer.
Yeah.
And, I struggle with these sort of characters. We said the same in Lost, and, like, it helped knowing where Bobby went. I don't really remember how I felt about him the first time I watched, except that I was excited to see him when he came back in the return.
Yeah.
So I obviously liked him by the end.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see characters like, at the start when they're not necessarily meant to be likable.
Yeah.
And they're going to go through this journey.
Yeah.
I do have one note on Bobby.
Go for
about how do you think that you look tough barking like a dog?
Okay, this is like right at the end. Yes, I understand. Yeah, that's like pretty weird, isn't it?
It's just the thing is, if someone was
got
doing
that fucking dog in him,
he
man.
does. He got that dog in him. If someone was doing that to me, sure, I'd be freaked out. It is pretty freaky. But also, in the situation they're in, if someone did that to me in the street, I'd run away.
Yeah.
In the situation they're in one jail cell, Bobby and Snake. I can't remember his real name, but he calls him Snake.
Yeah.
He's like not one of the. He's a side character. Might be Mike. It's a side character who doesn't really get much.
He does in season 2. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
My bad. He doesn't really get much at the start. I forgot that was him.
Yeah. Well, the one with Nadine.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
But either way, if I saw someone barking at me on the street, I would, I'd run away. If I'm James.
I'd be down, dog. I'm sorry, can you cut that out? No, don't.
I'm James in that cell. They're barking. You know what's going to happen?
What?
They're going to have to stop barking at some point. And they're going to have to stand there. And I'm going to be standing here and just like,
now what?
Looking back and just like, now what? You've been barking for minutes. Now what?
You've been acting silly.
Yeah, that's silly.
It's silly. You're being
so
silly. I want to come to the scene's defense because the way I view it is just like an almost animalistic aggression. It's like a shallow view, but also I really like the sound design of like the scream sort of.
I like the scream. I like the scream.
To the point where it goes like in almost reverse at one point. Yeah. It almost sounded like Bob, like later on. I wrote down and it's just like, is that like on purpose? Is that supposed to be like he's being
maybe
like a part of him is being possessed at that moment?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not, but
it's fun. It's fun to analyze. I like the scream. It's purely the barking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, there's something about it.
But it is interesting after all that introduction with obviously Laura's parents finding out what's happening, and that's when we get introduced to like Bobby and Shelley and like all that stuff. So it's like basically a ticking thing for them to like finding out, and then they go to the school. And that's when they learn.
I like how many different characters we see find out, and also in different ways.
Yeah,
like it's how information travels.
Yeah, and the way they react to it says a lot about their character. Yeah, well, like Bobby he gets mad.
He gets mad, and I fully can see how he is sat in that chair in that situation and thinking, they think I did it. Yeah. And I can't prove that I didn't. Yeah. So, and the same with James. James is probably, I know he said about pulling that face, but he's probably shitting bricks as well.
Yeah, because he's thinking like, oh shit, I was the last person that saw her.
Yeah.
And then she's dead.
And then, Donna breaking down, and the other girls holding her, but also still like they're sad as well.
Yeah.
But they understand that she needs comfort.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting. I knew that Dale wasn't introduced until later on.
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't even think he was in this episode.
It is like kind of a late reveal.
Yeah.
But as soon as he comes on, he lights the screen.
Well, that's what's so interesting, because we've had all this basically melodrama.
Yeah. It's like sadness. Really heavy emotional stuff. And then there's just this beam of joy that comes through on the screen. And I cannot overstate how much I love Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, he is fantastic.
Can I just say something?
Of course.
Do you know how old he was when he did this? He just turned 30.
Okay. He's not our age yet.
No. Well, he was like, he just turned 30. He said like a lot of times that he thought he was too young to do this role. Yeah. Like he said in passing.
I think that works in his favor. I think that the fact
just,
that Dale looks
with like this youthful energy, like
and
a lot of the times.
He really. Sorry, you go.
No, he still carries himself with like he knows what he's doing a lot of the time.
I was going to say I think that it's really interesting how FBI characters usually get framed as quite cold.
Yeah.
And there's aspects of this where you can see that like
he has
at the start he kind of is, but then Harry says to him of like, you don't know these people.
Yeah.
And he almost then takes a step back, I think.
Yeah.
And, but he also clearly cares. He tries to get to know everyone. He's polite to everyone.
Yeah.
It feels like he is a young FBI agent who just wants to do right by this town.
Yeah.
And even in the sense of when Bobby's shouting at him, he doesn't get aggressive. He just kind of smiles at him.
Yeah.
And tells
Absolutely
him that,
destroys him at the end, though. He's just like, you never really loved her, though. And then just leaves.
Love him.
Yeah. But most iconic introduction, though.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the cassette. Endlessly
Diane.
Parodied, never fully captured.
Truly life-changing for us.
Honestly.
As cassette enjoyers.
Micro cassettes.
Micro cassettes, yes. I'd love to. I ironically was thinking about how like... So I've gotten into like... I sent you a couple postcards, even though we live close. It's just like kind of a writing exercise for me.
Do you want to like record
I was just like, maybe I should just like record you tapes. But like, I have a tape.
Yeah.
I record it. I like... Every I record until it's full, and then I send it to you.
Yeah.
So you'll get like a month or two's worth of me just being like,
"You're gonna be crying.
I'm doing this."
I'm Dave, man. I'm sorry. And then just the next one's like, okay, so I went a little far that one time. I'm sorry about that.
A lot of my emotion is just, I get it all out, and then immediately after, I'm like, okay, I'm fine now. I'm over it.
I think that contrast would be very funny. If I sent you one, I would be fucking with the audio, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I would do multiple characters. I would do an audio production.
You do an audio drama.
I know. I take these things too
far. I would love it.
But that introduction is genius. In that we, at least in the first 2 seasons, we never actually meet Diane. But it's brilliant because it shows he's like, he's kind of quirky. He's very like confident speaking.
Yeah.
But he's speaking to this, but he's talking a little bit like where he's coming from, what he's doing.
Yes.
Before like he actually meets like Harry Truman.
And the first thing he speaks about is the town. And it's like you said about the fact of like the town is a character.
Yeah.
That's the one thing he knows for certain is like about the town.
Yeah.
And then he gets to know the people through it.
Yeah.
And he's like I said, he's polite to everyone. He, like the way he speaks to Harry.
Yeah.
He never speaks like he's above him.
No. He has the really cool introduction where he's just like, I just want to be frank with you. And then he acts like quite stern, and it's but then once it's clear that Harry like is okay with him helping, just that dissipates, and he's just like, man, I fucking love these trees, man. And he's just like, what are they?
What type of trees are these?
Douglas firs.
Douglas firs, or we can say firs.
Yeah. And then it's just like, all right, I need an autopsy. Just like that constant back and forth really shows like how multifaceted that Dale is. He's to the point where he's like a very interesting character, and that gets fully explored in The Return, I feel, because obviously like not to spoil it, are we gonna be spoiling this show?
Well, I mean,
there's a couple of key elements.
We know who the killer is, because we're talking about the episode that reveals who the killer is. Well, kind of, right. It's a decision. It's either do we say.
I'm not going to say who it is specifically, but if it comes up, we'll decide later on. But
blanket spoiler warning. You might get tangential spoilers. We'll try and avoid. I might even in our conversation, we might say things that I might censor later.
Okay.
But just if you're listening to this and you truly have only watched the first episode, just be warned that we are 2 people who have seen the show, and things might come out.
Yeah. But Dale's character, obviously, like, it gets fractured.
Yes.
And all different kinds of his personality basically become their own thing, more or less. And it's just interesting, at the very beginning, he contains all these multitudes. And it's the same for Laura, where people view them as a certain sort of way. Like, this is a common thing, like, in the entire episode and show in general. Just, there's, like, a version you present to everyone. Yeah. And then there's obviously, like, the inner self that you sort of keep concealed.
Yeah, exactly. And
like a lot of these people are like hiding relationships.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like hidden history.
There's a lot of secrets in this town, and that's just a factor of it.
Yeah.
There's hidden relationships. There's a lot of hidden relationships. There's also, a lot of connections in a lot of different ways. Like you've got like Josie owning the sawmill.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name, but the woman who then manages the sawmill. Catherine. And those conflicts there.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got like a lot of hidden relationships, a lot of adultery.
A lot of adultery. I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And it is the whole thing of like multifaceted characters. Each of these characters have like
something going on underneath.
So much going on with them that, they all serve a purpose, but also they just all exist. Yeah. They all feel like people.
And Dale is different in this way. Is that we never really learn much about his past, even later on. He's like, but he's always so open about so much of it that he is just like sort of a breath of fresh air. And he's just a quirky guy. He's a quirked up white guy, and I love him.
I love him. I think that the thing is with Dale is, we don't learn that much about his past, but it's almost like he's an open book. Yeah. He's not necessarily hiding anything. Yeah. He's not outright telling us because no one's asking him. Yeah. But it feels like if you sat down with him and you were just like, oh, what about, like, how did you grow up and stuff? Yeah. He'd probably tell you. Yeah. Like, he's just not reserved. Yeah. He's an outgoing person.
So, but this is when, like, the real, like, investigation really starts.
Yes. I just want to shout out the shot that they fought to keep of the Ripper. I didn't find it this bad this time. Really? The first time I saw it, it did get me. Yeah. This time, it didn't. I didn't. The only thing I found is when they pulled the paper out, and there was like a tiny little bit of like
gunk on
it. But I didn't find the insertion bad this time. The first time I did, I was like,
I'm used to gory films at this point. Stuff that's kind of, it's always nails.
I've seen worse. Nails,
eyes, and teeth.
Eyes get me.
And teeth.
And teeth, yeah. Cannot deal with that.
Yeah. No. The most sensitive parts of your body.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Except when things overdo it and it's just like, okay, we get it.
We skipped over this, but the reason Dale went there is because obviously Laura's friend crossed the state line. So I guess it makes it like a whole international thing, but also it obviously connects to like the multiple murders that have been going on. Yes. But I just want to shout it out because one of my favorite shots from the entire show. Yes. Her going across the bridge.
Yes. God. That's incredible.
The mountains in this show, they're both like gorgeous and imposing. It's like it like cages the characters. It's almost
like, I was thinking about this the other day because like we live in the valleys, not in the deep valley, but we do live between mountains. Yeah. And I was thinking about how like my family is from the valleys, further up the valley. Yeah. Where you can go. We've been to the top of the mountain surrounding where my family live, and you look down and it's just like a bowl. It is just this surrounding area. Yeah. And it does kind of make you feel of like cut off in a way. Yeah. Of like this is a community that is isolated.
It's beautiful and terrifying at the exact same time. It's like overwhelming.
You're like, especially at this time, don't forget like this is the 80s. We haven't even got like, what we know now as the internet, not even like 90s internet. It's like they're cut off in a way. There's
when these were like proper isolated communities.
Yes, and that's how like why they're so intertwined. Yeah, and also why like things like this happening have such a big effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that speaks to the fact that other than voice over the tannoy and stuff, most of these people find out about Laura's death person to person. Yeah, it's not like they get a text.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what. So it makes the scenes where like it trickles down, and obviously people like talk on the phone. Yeah. They're not Amish.
No, yeah, and like I'm not against texting. It's more just
you will be in a couple of years. Honestly, I know you.
Honestly, maybe I am now.
Yeah,
I just kind of hate technology, but also love it. I like its convenience. I don't like. And granted, you don't. This doesn't happen now, like with my friends or anything. But I think that there's a lot of expectations in society for you to be available 24/7.
Yeah, no, I
particularly
agree.
In work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, thankfully, I no longer work in a place where that is expected. However, I have worked in places where it's like, you didn't see my email. It's like, yeah, you emailed me at 7 p.m. last night.
I'm sorry, I'm off the grid.
I'm off the grid. I would love to live. In theory, I would love to live in not necessarily a small town. And like, we've got pretty... We spoke about this yesterday, how like we're kind of a Washington in terms of like...
We have similar environments.
Yes.
it gets cold here and wet all the time.
It gets cold and wet. We've got trees.
It's like seeing a part of America that is just sort of climately similar to where we're from.
Yeah, but I would love to live in like. It's mainly because when I worked in Canada, there was a town called Bracebridge.
Yeah,
beautiful town, little town.
Shout out Bracebridge.
Honestly, I'd love to go back there. It is the kind of town where you go there and you're just like, fuck, I could live here.
Yeah,
it's like little town, a lot of it on one street. A lot of independent businesses, river with falls.
You don't know about the horrors though.
That's
the dwell beneath.
I'm sure there's some fucked things in that town. We're gonna get a comment now. Like, I grew up in Bracebridge and it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. Which valid.
It's like that Cambridge post you saw.
Yeah. I got harassed by some. I saw a post on Reddit. It was a suggested post about like from the Cambridge subreddit. We don't live anywhere near Cambridge.
No.
And then my friend got it as well. Our friend got it coincidentally, but it was just like a picture of a map, and it's like I got harassed by some youths here, and someone commented saying those cunts. Really got me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just Twin Peaks as an isolated community, also like surrounded by forestry. There's probably like one road in, one road out.
Yeah.
You know, there's no town near there for miles, most likely. It really does speak to the whole isolation that really works with the vibes of this.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into more the horror elements.
Then they do the interview scene, which is like, it's quite iconic, you know, the one with the video camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't have much to say, but I just like, I love seeing CRTs.
Yeah, CRTs are just like, look at this tape.
It's one of those iconic like scenes from the show. Like obviously the tape of Laura dancing with Donna.
Donna, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I love the whole thing of this is an international thing,
yeah.
But I was thinking like they find under her nail the J.
Was it a J?
Yeah, because that's how they figured out James, didn't they?
No, J was in her diary.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, it was R, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was going to spell Robert.
Yeah.
So how is it a J?
Jobbert.
that was my mistake. But yeah, I love the whole that Bobby clearly knows that it's probably James, and yet still says nothing.
Yeah. No, he wants to do it personally.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody snitches in this town.
Nobody does.
No. It's all the secrets that they all got.
That's frustrating. Do you know anything? No. It's like, how do you not? You all know everything about each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Except they don't, and that's the point.
Yeah.
During the autopsy scene, I just want to mention,
I
love the flickering light. I love that they kept that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Also, Jacoby gives bad vibes.
Absolutely.
I
love his character in The Return.
Oh, he's great. He is great. It's just, I've always found him very off-putting.
Also, looking back at it, spoilers, I love the double meaning of, he says like, Laura's parents didn't know I was seeing her, hinting at their relationship like afterwards.
Yes.
Because Laura was cheating with everyone.
I feel like that's pretty a pretty easy thing to work out.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great double meaning, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, damn girl. She went everywhere.
But yeah, they carry on doing the investigation. They do the town meeting.
Just the idea of being in this town meeting.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, we just saw Weapons, which also had a town meeting.
Yeah.
Which granted was also like way more hostile.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We get to meet the log lady.
Oh, I love the log lady. Did you watch the log lady intro?
I did.
I didn't when I first watched it, and then I did, because I was like...
No, it's so good. They set the tone so well.
I love her.
I just want to shout out, I don't know if I wrote down her name.
Catherine Coulson.
She is... I just want to shout her out. Obviously, she's a very iconic... One of the most iconic characters of the show, if not for... It's probably like Laura, Dale, maybe Audrey, then like the log lady.
Yeah,
she's like an
just
iconic. But she's been working with David Lynch basically from the beginning. Like with Eraserhead, she helped fund it. She was like on set the entire time.
Yeah.
And she literally in her final days was on doing.
I was going to say she passed away, didn't she, 2015? So like while they were filming, or maybe when they wrapped. I can't remember.
I think it was whilst they were filming. But yeah, she's great. She doesn't get that much in this one. I love the scene of her just being like, so it's like, who's the lady with the log? Oh, we call her the log lady.
So fair enough. Even she introduces herself in the intro of like, I'm known as the log lady.
Yeah,
it's just like
she embraces her.
Yeah, she knows who she is.
Yeah, but this show, like, often it's known for its like quirky characters.
Yeah.
But in the same way that like a lot is revealed beyond the surface, there's like with like the log lady, it's like so much depth is held beneath the surface. Like she has like this connection with the earth that a lot of people don't have, that a lot of people find off-putting.
Yeah.
I just think that's fascinating. I love the way David Lynch writes outsider characters, some that are considered to be weird. It's so refreshing. She isn't just there to be laughed at. She is she's quirky, but she knows things.
She's a human.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Lucy and Andy, who are clearly like more comic relief, but also have a lot of heart to them.
Yeah. Lucy's incredible.
I love Lucy.
Have we not mentioned her? Like, yeah.
We mentioned her briefly earlier, but we haven't really talked about her.
Yeah.
I love her. I didn't know. So from obviously I knew, like I always thought, oh, Lucy and Andy are a cute couple.
Yeah.
And they go on, I didn't realize, based on the international version, that they were already in an established relationship.
Obviously, like that's not canon now, but
yes, yeah.
I think it's more just like
they wrote with the idea in mind that they would get together at some point.
Yeah,
and I think that really works. And I think Lucy is another character who's just like earnestly kind. Like, yes, she's clearly not that smart, but no one ever puts her down about it.
No,
and like she's just kind.
Yeah,
like her putting like simple things like them saying, "Oh yeah, Lucy puts out donuts for us every night," and
Kimmy Robertson.
Kimmy Robertson, she does it so well, and her phoning as well.
Yeah,
I mean, like this extra for Mr. Cooper. And
no,
it's just
she has the perfect voice for it.
She does.
She did like a bunch of the like in between like I know you're watching Twin Peaks. Stay tuned for more. She did like a bunch of those. There's like a bunch of like ARG shit with Twin Peaks later on.
Yes.
I'll mention quickly, but where there's like you'd call up a number and it would be Lucy telling you like, oh, this happened, I think this is gonna happen as well. But yeah, she has like a great voice for this, and she seems like so passionate about the show. She said it was like one of the most defining experiences she had. I'm so happy she came back.
I'm happy she came back. I love her. I think she really embodies this character because she doesn't play her as Dutzy in the way of stupid.
Yeah.
I think this is a character who could easily be portrayed as silly and the butt of the joke, but I don't think she's ever the butt of the joke.
No, I love Lucy.
I think she's got so much heart to her.
Lucy.
I love Lucy. And in the same sense of Andy, of like,
I think Andy's more played for humour, but I don't think that's like...
I think you still get that care, though. He's not... Again, he's a bit of a doofus, but he's not stupid.
Yeah.
He's not looked down on by the other people.
And then later on he has like stepping on wood and there's slams in his face.
Yeah. That's so...
At least in this introduction. His sincerity is like, I feel, played more like sweet. Like he's so unused to like these horrible things occurring that it's like genuinely getting for him.
I don't think you're meant to be laughing at him when he's crying at the start. I think you're meant to like understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But there's so many actors we can shout out that, we've kind of...
I do want to shout out one specific character, not for positive reasons. I think Leo's a bad character.
Interesting. I obviously don't like Leo based on just...
I know he's not supposed...
But like... I'd be interested to hear more of you.
And more just in a show that just like explores so much multifacetedness.
He's very one-dimensional.
Yeah, and I don't want to put down the actor for him. I don't think it's fine. I don't know. It's just like his stuff. It never really worked for me. Like when you're portraying like that kind of abusive relationship, it can almost seem over the top.
Yeah.
There's like been plenty of times where I've seen like this depicted, like abusive relationships depicted in media, and I'm just like, that's quite over the top. That's borderline comical. And then I have people being like, no, this is horrific. This is exactly what it's like. So who am I to say?
That's the thing. I never want to diminish that, especially like because in the sense of he's literally threatening Shelley's life.
Yeah.
And again agrees where it's like, but do they say things like that? But then some do.
Yeah, genuinely.
Some do. And
but the guy playing him was apparently very nice.
That's good. Just the actors. I could gush about every single person on this cast list. Grace Zabriskie as Sarah Palmer.
Yeah.
Like a scream queen.
Yeah. Again,
honestly.
She's worked with like David a bunch.
Yeah.
I think she was on Yeah, she had a little role in Blue Velvet. She's in Wild at Heart. David actually left around episode 2, I believe. I don't know if that meant episode 3.
No, yeah.
Or the actual second
Yeah,
episode.
because he was filming stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was filming Wild at Heart, which had
Gracie Risky in it.
Yeah, Gracie Risky in it.
I wrote down some of my favourite shots.
Yeah.
And genuinely, the reason I did that was because I loved the shot so much of the stairs and her moving around that space.
Yeah.
That just...
The really low angle
yeah,
shot.
there's something about it that felt so foreboding, especially because the way she was speaking, which was so casual of just like, Laura, are you in there? Like, she obviously didn't know at that point, but we did.
Yeah.
There's something about that low angle shot and how it gets used later, especially in the international version.
I love specifically throughout this thing. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do, because I'm going to be speaking about a bunch of shots in this now.
Yes.
A shout out to cinematographer Ronald Garcia.
Yes.
He did a really good job. But there's like a ton of like put in shots of just like the telephone being like the fan going off. Like a lot of like insert shots of like these things you wouldn't normally like focus on in these kinds of scenes, but it sort of like elevates the uncanniness of these sort of things, like highlighting the mundane in such horrific circumstances. It really like it's creepy.
Yeah,
it makes it unsettling in such a strange way. Same with the sound design. It really adds for it. Like obviously when she's like running back and forth at the top of the stairs, and then it cuts to the fan on the top of the ceiling, and you just got that sound of just going.
Yeah,
it's just like. And you do have the score under there a little bit, but yeah, it's just like it all culminates in an overused phrase of "it's a Lynchian."
Yeah,
but it is. It is. It's the horror and the mundane.
I was just about to say the mundane. Yeah, it is, and those things, it does stand out, especially in this case where it's a missing person, and just the quiet is unnerving.
Yeah, especially when we know as an audience already.
Yes,
like the outcome of this. It's like only a matter of time. And it just like builds tension. Exactly.
And more shots I said about like the Packard girl on the bridge.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Even like Bobby in the car, there's something about him driving. It feels so intense.
You're talking about the scene
where like he has to reverse quickly when he's
when he finds out Leo's still there.
Yes.
And he drives off. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know who Leo is at that point. Yeah. And yet you feel the threat through that.
Yeah. Because like Leo up till this point is actually like acting all like casual, swaying around like he owns the fucking place, and then right after he goes right back to it. But when he sees that truck, he is like fucking terrified.
Exactly, and it really works in establishing that character. And obviously, like the final shot of the gloved hand, and with Mrs. Palmer screaming, and then I've got a bunch from specifically the international version as well. Yeah.
But before we do, I just want to talk about the last chunk, which is in the Roadhouse, an iconic.
Love the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse.
Go to the Roadhouse.
I know we've mentioned this, but honestly, shout out to Julie Cruz for not breaking kayfabe.
Yeah, the idea of her watching them fight while continuing to sing just really makes me happy.
They were waiting for a long streak of that. Yeah. They were fighting like 30 bikers, and yet Bobby and fucking Mike, I think his name is. They were going for it.
Yeah, genuinely, it's impressive. Also, just the way they fight is so funny to me because it's such an open space.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's giving like kung fu movie where they comfy one at a time.
Yeah.
And they're just going. But that whole scene is like a great like contrast because obviously you don't expect like a biker bar to be have like, this beautiful music playing into it, and everyone just like kind of vibing there.
Yeah, I love that vibe. Honestly, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
there's not much more to be said for me for just her voice. It's angelic, and the fact that it builds on a track we've been hearing, really works for me.
Yeah, recontextualizes it.
It does.
To the point where I've listened to that song, and whenever I hear the lyrics on top of the instrumental version.
Yeah, that's known to happen. People have said like, oh, if you like listen closely, you can still hear the words, and it's like you can't. But you hear like
you fill in the gaps.
You feel your brain fills in the gaps.
But then Donna's there. She meets up with James.
She does. She coincidentally goes with a boy who also has a J name. But thankfully Dale's just like, not him.
Not him.
No.
My intuition.
And he's right.
Yeah. The man knows the shit. Yeah, they go off. James is revealed to be the last person to have seen her.
And also, like, has half of the locket.
Yeah, that they're looking for, which was in the crime scene where she was believed to have been murdered.
Yeah. One thing I think that is really effective about these older crime-based shows is the fact that forensic science didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much. Like,
now we didn't have bones, like, pull it up on the screen.
Exactly. We didn't have, like, literally, like, blood to identification.
Yeah.
So, you know, it would literally be a matter of, like...
Actually, I think they did.
Or maybe not, well, like, do they have fingerprint stuff, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But either way, it's, like, it's way more advanced now.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting when they go back to, like, going back to these shows and seeing the crimes. And part of you just wants to go to, like, Bobby and James and say, like, you know you didn't do it. Just, like, tell the truth. But then, back then,
with that, I mean, it's not much better now.
No.
In fact, it's almost kind of worse because...
Yeah, but
the way they do trials is just, like, it feels so concrete that...
Yeah.
It just feels so solidified.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Also, but we also live in a surveillance state, so it's like, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. Put your ID online.
No.
I will not. I'll just bite.
But yeah, you don't blame them for not going for it.
No, yeah, because you understand that it's like, they know, like you see in their faces, like they know that they're going to be thought of as the suspects. That's what's like
good about Dale, because even with confronted with, I know it's played for parody. I want to talk about the SNL bit later on, but it's almost where he, even when given certain information, he like it sort of intuits that like, yeah, but there's more going on.
Yeah,
he's able to like trust his instincts in like a very interesting way.
Yeah, he knows it's like it's too easy, and about the whole like, for example, not James, Bobby thing.
Well,
these white boys, yeah. Just the intuition, the understanding of, he can almost see it. He can see it's like...
He can see beyond the grand narrative that everyone else is constructing.
Yeah. I think the fact that he's an outsider really helps with that.
Yeah.
He's not got preconceived biases.
Yeah.
He's not thinking, oh, James has always been a troublemaker and this and that. You know, he's seeing the facts and the person behind it and stuff.
Yeah. He's able to pull from somewhere deeper. And have you seen the SNL sketch?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Unfortunately.
It's one of 10 SNL sketches I really like. And not just because it's based on Twitter, because I know it's like kind of biased, but it's really good. It was in the 90s. Conan plays Andy. Fucking Mike Myers is in it. He plays the red man. Yeah. The short guy.
Yeah.
Carl McLaughlin plays himself. There's a really good bit where they're just like, oh, Leo, confess. And he's just like, I wrote you a letter. And just like, yeah, but it's not true. And it's just like, if I throw this rock at this window and it smashes, Leo didn't do it. He does it. He's just like, Leo, you're free to go. But that's sort of like, like almost childish trust in your own instincts can be played for like kind of laughs a lot of the time. It can be. But I think it's like, it's great. It's a great characterization.
It is. And I think that it helps in the sense of we see him be right, almost.
Yeah.
And I think that helps establish of he's not just bullshitting.
Yeah. Like, he knows when to step back and like sort of observe.
Yes. And I think that's what makes him trustable as a character.
Yeah.
Because it'd be easy to have a character who just throws shit at the wall and just so happens to be right. But I think there's another thing to have a character. Which is really interesting
later on when he starts throwing rocks at cans into it.
Yeah, literally basically throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that he's right in these situations.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Sherlock level of, oh, I saw this and I worked out this.
I was able. Yeah, it's like the antithesis to the Sherlock method of thinking.
I just know. I trust.
Yeah.
You know.
I follow my instincts where they go.
Follow my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And you know what? He was throwing those rocks.
Yeah.
It works.
It fucking works, man. Much like David Lynch is thinking, he said like a lot of like the quirkiness of Dale does come from like kind of him. Like, and if you've seen any interview from it, you can absolutely see it.
I agree. Even the few interviews that I've seen, I can see that.
The only thing I think that separates them is that David Lynch smoked like a chimney and Dale doesn't.
It's interesting. I could see Dale being a character that smokes. I think that's an interesting aspect of him.
He gets high off the
nature.
Off nature.
He just goes outside.
God.
The furs. the Douglas version, Diane.
But then, the episode ends with Sarah having a vision of someone picking up the necklace that James buried.
She did, and I love that scream. I'll be honest. It wasn't until the international version where I saw the man in the mirror.
Oh, did you?
I missed that because I was so focused on her.
It is small.
Yeah, I was so focused on her.
Yeah. That
like I was just so gripped by her scream.
Yeah.
That I didn't notice. And then when I watched the international version, and that's like, but that's where the differences start, basically, isn't it? Is rather than her seeing the vision of the hand picking it up, you see she recounts going into Laura's bedroom.
Yeah.
And you're right that shot of Bob does get used later. Later on in the show, it's an up-close shot, which is still scary.
Oh, just like...
But there's something...
Like it not really focusing on it. That is really scary.
I've said about this to you personally. I can't even remember if I might have even said it on the podcast, but I had a nightmare, like, relatively recently.
That's very Lynchian.
Yeah. Where I saw, like, someone in, like, my parents' room.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me.
Yes. And... one of my biggest fears, which I talk about in my YouTube video, Fear a Personal Journey.
It's really good. I helped.
Thank you. Yes, you did. Viv is my cinematographer. Is basically, it's just home invasion.
Yeah.
But like, they're not threatening you. Bob isn't doing anything. He's just there.
Yeah.
Like him, like that.
You almost have to
being small in the frame.
Yeah. You almost have to like. You do a double take of just like because he kind of blends in quite well.
And I think that's what makes it weirdly believable. Of like. When she's like, I saw him, you could see how she would have missed that. And then, like, on recount, be like, oh, fuck. But I also think him accidentally being in the mirror really works in establishing, granted, it's different in this version because it's so cut down, but establishing him as, like, a supernatural force.
Yeah.
Of he's there. Like, she saw him, but, like, he in theory, if he is where that mirror is, should be in front of her.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, he's not, so something else is going on.
He's there and not at the same time. It's
because I often wonder about the whole Twin Peaks thing of like, it does start out relatively grounded.
Yeah.
And then gets very out there. But then almost with this inclusion, it establishes that something's not quite as it seems.
In the US cut.
In the international cut.
So like the entire ending.
Yes. Well, no, not the entire ending. This specific. If instead of the vision, because I think you could interpret like her not having the vision of the glove, but instead having it just those two things are happening concurrently.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it's clear that she's having a vision of Bob, of this man.
Yeah.
And, who is there in the mirror, even like, and the fact that it just establishes that there's something mystical going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
The rest of the international version.
This was so strange.
Yeah,
I've heard of the footage. I've seen clips of it on YouTube, but I never actually sat down to watch it.
I never watched it before.
Fascinating seeing these. Do you want to wait 2 seconds?
I'll see if he does it one more time. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, if he does it one more time.
But I don't know if that's coming up on the mic or if it's just me hearing it.
Fair.
What's the difference? But
okay.
Yeah, I can definitely hear it. Bigger lemon.
Yeah.
Wow. You're teaching him bad lessons. Hey, Coco. No, he's going to chill on the bed. That's fine.
He's going to go on the bed. That's okay.
So I'd seen the part with Bob. Like in that, I've seen that bit.
Yeah.
I did not see the shot of Andy and Lucy in bed on the phone. That is the funniest fucking thing.
That was really funny.
That's going to be us in the future. You're going to be playing trumpet and I'm going to be playing fucking ball and racket.
I've got to say, I was going to say this earlier, but I forgot. God, I want Lucy's job.
I want being a secretary.
I just want to connect calls.
Yeah.
But not like in a high stakes environment, like, in a sheriff's office where it's like,
oh, you can handle it calls.
Then. Yeah, I can handle like a high stakes secretary.
Yeah.
I want to be like a little, sitting there reading and get a call once an hour.
Hello. Sure, I can pass you on. Give me a second. Mr. Truman, can you pick up the phone, please?
Exactly. But I love that. I love that show in the house. It's so fast paced.
Yeah, I wrote down this just has fucking energy.
Yeah.
Because like from what I can understand, they were just like, okay, listen, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell, they didn't take it that seriously. They were just like, we'll just do this because it's a requirement.
Yes.
We're pretty confident either they're gonna pick up the show and we'll carry on with what we're actually intending. Otherwise, we'll just staple this on right at the end.
I'm so interested in the timeline where it doesn't get picked up and this is the canon released version, and how people feel, especially like as we go on of like, you know, Dale just gets a phone call from the one-armed man.
Yeah.
He just explains everything. Bob is just there.
Yeah.
You've still got the mystical elements of like the candles and stuff. I love that shot, by the way, of them in the basement.
That's what's so interesting about it.
Yeah.
Like, all of the mystical elements of Twin Peaks are in these last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, these elements are used later on to a much better degree, in my opinion. But they are there. To the point where the last, like, 5 minutes, those are used, that entire sequence, the in the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
That's used in, like, episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think so. And it's interesting because they didn't have to. They could have just written an ending where Bob was just a real guy, and like they didn't. You get what I mean? They didn't have to include the mystical elements.
Yeah.
But you could see that they still wanted to. That's what I find so interesting. That
honestly, I think just like having the fucking energy made David Lynch neurons fire.
Yeah.
Because like he was just throwing everything at the wall, and like I don't think like a ton of it stuck in the segment. But like obviously the stuff with the Red Room is just in the Black Lodge is just like it's iconic.
I think that's so interesting to include.
Yeah.
The second it said 25 years later on the screen, I was like, really? You're doing this?
Yeah.
And like I was like, okay, interesting. And I made a point of not looking at how long was left.
Yeah.
The second like this stuff started, because I didn't want to like judge the pacing. And to have it be the whole like the little guy with the like backwards speaking.
Yeah.
The whole she looks like Laura Palmer. That is Laura Palmer. Her kissing him. And then when she's whispering in his ear, have the credits roll.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's crazy.
Like, imagine this as the released film. There's no Twin Peaks series.
Yeah.
This is just David Lynch and Mike Frost released this as a film. I'd love to see that timeline.
Yeah.
And just to know what people thought. And like...
Yeah, but like the whole idea of like Bob as a character, that was in this.
Yes, it was the whole mystical
the Fire Walk with Me.
Fire Walk with Me, the poem.
That poem was fantastic. Still.
Well, that was why they chose him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They the actor. Oh, it's in my notes. Where is it? Philip Gerard. His appearance was meant to be just an homage to The Fugitive, and he was like, only thing he was going to do is like be in a lift. But when they wrote the Fire Walk with Me speech, they were
great
basically
voice for it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So Al Strobel is the actor's name, is it, or is it Philip Gerard?
No, he's not Philip Gerard.
Al Strobel then played Philip Gerard in The Fugitive.
Wait.
Is that right?
Hold on.
Or am I mixed up? Are these not the same person? Al Strobel is the one-armed man, yes.
Philip.
And Philip Gerard is the character he plays in The Fugitive.
Yeah. Philip Gerard is the character.
Oh, is that the...
But he's also Mike.
That's what confused me. Because he's also credited as the one-armed man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, that's why I was getting confused. So Al Strobel playing the one-armed man, and they were like, yeah, he's got to be the one to say this.
Yes, it's Al Strobel.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, the entire speech. Again, it's condensed to shit. It doesn't work at all, in my opinion.
In this version specifically?
The last... No, not the scene itself. It's more just like the
pacing.
ending. Yeah,
the pacing
of the ending. Also, it's just strange seeing Bob speak.
And just be a dude.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy. They shoot him and he dies.
Yeah.
I do like that. I do love the shot, though, of like the basement where like you can see Mike coming in.
Yeah.
And then Mike shooting him and then also dying. It's like, I could see how that would be perhaps an ending they could eventually get to. Obviously, they went more mystical with it.
Yeah.
But just Bob being a dude.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like, rather than this force that he's, like I said earlier, he's kind of established him as a supernatural force. And then, it's got the candles and it's obviously got mystical elements. And like Mike gives the whole explanation of like they used to kill together and the tattoo, and then he saw God cut the arm off. but it's just like, then it's just like, but he's just downstairs. He's a guy in a basement. And like,
yeah, let's just go do it. Let's go kill him.
It's giving long legs.
Let's kill him. Yeah. Yeah, he's just downstairs. Let's go kill him.
He's just downstairs. It's like, who is this? It's just a guy.
It's just a guy.
Yeah, the devil, like the devil's a thing as well, but this guy's just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating that like the really out there elements just being condensed in this short span of time, because Twin Peaks is often like viewed as like is a good gateway to like a lot of Lynch's work.
Yeah.
It's like either maybe like Blue Velvet or something, because like it is like pretty straightforward, except for like obviously certain elements.
Yeah.
Then to just see them all in just this one place,
and it's interesting,
kind of just like,
because like I said, they didn't have to do it this way.
No,
but they obviously wanted to include these elements, and the fact that they committed to doing it, is just really interesting.
It's absolutely commendable, and obviously they were able to expand upon them in like such interesting ways.
Yes,
like all the really freaky shit has always been my favorite. Other than the obviously like the characterization stuff, but I love when David gets weird. It's fantastic.
I love everything like with the Black Lodge and just.
But I'm glad that it didn't end like this.
Yes, I'd love to see that timeline. I'm glad that's not the timeline we're in.
So, how did it do? How did the show do in terms of ratings?
All right, I guess.
It did pretty good.
It's
fucking insane, isn't it?
For its first season, it received 14 nominations at the Primetime Emmy Awards. And it won Outstanding Costume Design and Editing. It was ranked, the pilot's episode, that was ranked 25th on the TV Guide's 100 Greatest Episode of All Time for 1997.
I'd say it deserved that. Do you know how many people viewed it? It was like upwards of like 30 million people. It was 34.6 million people watched this.
But our top, like, for the shows we've seen, by quite a lot, I think, isn't it?
And it was still, at the time, the 7th most watched show of the week.
That's wild.
Times were just different, man. People watched TV.
Because we talked about other shows where it was like, they were the 100th top show.
Yeah.
So to be the 7th.
Yeah. But that is like up there with like the most viewed we got on here. But then after that, people realized, oh, this is David Lynch work, and they got weird. So it dropped down to a meager 20 million.
Such a failure.
I know.
That was probably like episode 3, wasn't it? It dropped quite quickly.
Yeah.
Cowards.
Yeah, honestly.
They saw the little dancing man and were like, not for me.
No.
I was the opposite. That was what really got me.
Yeah. Boy freaks like that.
Yeah. I don't think you should call him a freak.
No, we're freaks like that.
We're freaks like that. I thought you were like, I thought you said, I like freaks like that. I was like, you cannot say that.
So the good thing I didn't. You know, I'm pretty sure that guy called David Lynch a Nazi or something.
Really?
Yeah, Oof. They were not on good terms.
Oh no, that's a shame.
He's apparently horrible.
Considering the rest of the cast seemed to be on good terms, I'm glad that it's bound to be one.
He got replaced by a CGI tree in the return. So there you go.
He did.
Yeah, with a brain on the end.
I forgot about that until I saw a picture of it earlier, and I was like, oh my god, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But kind of overstate the influence.
It is. And it's going to be hard when I bring up sort of the question I was floating around to do for this finale. And, if you're ready to get to it.
Before we
have any more notes?
Yeah, I want to talk about some just general trivia.
General trivia? Go on, educate me.
Yeah, why not? Just a couple of fun facts. Yeah. You know how it says on the sign 51,201?
Yes.
That's a mistake.
Really?
On purpose? Because the network apparently was just worried because they didn't think having such a small town would appeal to a bunch of Americans. So they changed it from 5,120 to 51,201. But in canon, that is a mistake.
Okay.
So the town is still only 5,120 people.
That's really interesting. That's a really interesting thing to change.
Yeah, I know.
It's also only on screen for a couple seconds.
Yeah. The character of Shelley was completely invented for the show after the script was already done.
Really?
They just really liked the actress Madchen. David Lynch calls him Madchkin.
Madchkin Amick, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, they really liked her audition so much they invented the character of Shelley.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because she was originally auditioning for Donna.
Oh, that's really interesting.
She's gorgeous. She's like one of the most beautiful.
A lot of beautiful people.
I know this cast. I know we say this quite often, but there are gorgeous people in this show. Anything else wanna?
Any more facts?
Apparently, our dead Queen Lizzie was a big fan of the show. So much so,
really,
that she skipped out on a private concert with Paul McCartney to watch it.
That's really funny.
I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, that's wild if true.
Angelo Badalamenti said it in one of his documentaries. So maybe he's just like hyperboling, or maybe Paul was lying to make him laugh. I don't know. But that would be very funny if true.
Really funny if it's true. The idea of the Queen being like, well, she got to see the return.
Oh yeah, that's what killed her.
Oh, she tried to comprehend it.
Yeah,
it took her out.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was it. Would you greenlight this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the strongest thing we've watched.
Yeah.
The reason we left it to be the finale of our first season is just because it's such a feat of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Encapsulating the idea of a pilot in particular. Yeah. Of just establishing.
It blows my mind that David Lynch, like any medium he touches, it like tends to go. The man was so talented. Yes. There's just not coming back to this.
Exactly, and
and this show does mean a lot to me.
Yeah, exactly, and we've talked about a big variety of shows. We've talked about shows that neither of us has seen. Shows that one of us shows that one of us has seen and not the other. And we're going to carry on going into a variety of shows.
Yeah,
because one of the ideas we had when planning this podcast wasn't just to cover and obviously it was cover a new show every week. But it wasn't always going to be random. We had the idea of having seasons where we have a theme. And it just so happens that when this is airing, next week is October. And October has 5 Fridays. So our season 2 is going to be spooky. Spooky themed. Well done for committing.
Thank you.
It's going to be spooky themed. We're going to be talking about... See if I can get them off the dome.
Go for it.
Not necessarily in this order.
Yeah.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
With a guest.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the last one? The Walking Dead. I said The Walking Dead.
Oh, I don't know. Can it be The X-Files?
It can, if it's not the one. It's not another one we were thinking of.
Well, lay them back to me.
We'll Goosebumps. Teen Wolf. The Walking Dead. Vampire Diaries.
The X-Files.
I'm happy for it to be The X-Files. The other one clearly did not leave enough of an impact to stay.
Hell yeah.
So, unless we change our minds again, that's just the current plan. But to sort of wrap up this first season of all the shows we've talked about,
yes,
you're a studio exec.
I am.
You have the
I am Bob Iger.
You're Bob Iger. You have the budget to produce. I'm going to be strict. 2 of the shows we have watched.
Have you got a list of have you got that photo of like all the ones we were doing this season?
Yes. It's going to be hard, but I feel like it has to be.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, well, I'd green light them all.
I'd green light them all. They're all great.
It needs to be hard. We need to be strict.
So am I coming from this perspective, like, which am I coming from a legit, what do I think is going to make the most money, or a personal, like...
You could do either or.
Okay.
You could do
if I was an exec and I was just like, this is going to make money. I would pick Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And for money, probably Lost.
Fair. Okay, pass it back.
If I was picking on personal taste, I'd pick Twin Peaks. And I'm not biased because we just did this and I'm just like...
No, I feel like you would have picked Twin Peaks regardless.
And just based on the first episode?
Sherlock. Alas. Yeah, based on the pilot. We've got to be strict on this one.
Maybe Breaking Bad again. That was such a good episode.
It was such a good episode. This is going to be really hard. I think that, speaking financially, definitely Breaking Bad. Honestly, maybe The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking as an exec, maybe like, what do we see having long form?
That's true.
Maybe that's just the bias of I know The Simpsons has gone on for a long time.
Yeah.
But if I was just picking on long time, I would have picked Doctor Who. But we know that that's not...
Yeah. That's a cheat code.
Yeah. However, what I would have greenlit, I mean... Personally, it's very hard because part of me wants to say Doctor Who, and it's harder with classic Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be picking the Unearthly Child.
Yeah, that's hard though. That's 60
Exactly. But I do love Rose. Right, I'm going to go down.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be Always Sunny. I don't think it'll be Supernatural. I don't think it'll be The Simpsons. I don't think it'll be Lost.
Would it be Glee?
I don't think it'll be Sherlock.
Would it be Glee?
It might. Oh. It's such a unique show. Oh. And that first episode is so good. Oh. But like also on the flip side, that first episode exists within its own world. It tells a complete story.
Yeah.
So I could be satisfied only seeing that
Imagine
episode.
Like Glee had like a stable ending. Imagine like Bob was under the high school the entire time and they have to go down and shoot him.
Don't give them other ideas.
I know. Ryan Murphy, stop listening. Ryan Murphy, cover your ears.
It's hard. Honestly, Buffy's up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that just was really strong. And especially as it being one of the pilots we watched for this, granted I watched it ahead of time for another reason as well, but like being something I'm only experiencing recently, that was like a breath of fresh air to get into a new show and see the pilot and like be really strong. Ooh, hard. I think Twin Peaks, I know it's maybe recency bias, but also it's just the most unique thing that we have seen.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the strongest episode we've watched so far. It's got to be Doctor Who, hasn't it? I love Rose so much. I think that's so good. And
so
it'd be stupid
Twin Peaks
to
and
say
Doctor Who?
Twin Peaks and Doctor Who. It'd be stupid to say not Doctor Who, just because like it is my favorite show, and the fact that every time I watch Rose, I'm like, maybe I should just rewatch the whole thing. And that's not even speaking as to new Doctor Who. I'm thinking of season 1.
Yeah.
Like what comes from that start.
Yeah.
Really works for me. So sorry to the rest of them.
They're going in the bin. Never made.
Yeah. I'm excited to one day do a pilot that didn't unsuccessful pilot season. But no, horror season next. So next 5 weeks of spooky shows. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us for our first season.
Our first season, this journey. It's been so fun.
Yeah, this has been great.
I've been loving it. It's the fact that
I feel like we're getting better at this as well.
I do as well. Especially going from our first episode when we were sharing a mic.
Yeah. And now having
I was saying
two microphones.
We were both saying like every single sentence.
I know how much I say absolutely and fantastic.
Yeah, it really does expose to you how much you speak.
Yeah.
I do think I've gotten better at not saying like 5 times a sentence.
Yeah.
And
now we analyze all of our sentences under a microscope.
Exactly. And I'm not being hyperbolic, listener. There was an episode, I think it was Supernatural, where I was not going to edit too heavily. I was going to be a bit more lenient. And then I fully said like 5 times in a sentence. It was literally...
It's not a crime.
No, it's not a crime. If saying like 5 times is a sentence, arrest me.
Arrest me, Putin.
Arrest me, Russia. Yeah, I've loved doing this.
Yeah. Can't wait to do more.
Can't wait to do more.
Forever.
Which is funny because we're saying this, you'll see us again next week, but we, in our personal lives, will be taking 2 weeks off to regroup.
Yeah.
So it does feel like a little nice end cap. Because we truly have done this weekly.
Yeah.
We haven't taken a week off since we started.
We've been on a grind.
Yeah.
It's been so good.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.